Yes, so Jess will be on in just a few, but I'm going to go dive into my notes and start on my notes and really just ways to strategize during this bonus season and what we need to be doing. So I want to discuss our waiting room a little bit and how to use that and building your team. Part of this bonus, like an element of this bonus season, is check matching, is our bonus check matching. Meaning when you have 1 to 3 promoters promote to 4K, you're going to get a 10% of that bonus attached to your bonus, attached to your income. And that's a big deal. That's like easy $200 jump from your original paycheck. And it's so huge. The way they structure this is to help your promoters and help your team. So when you think of you going 4K, you doing this and bringing someone else in going 4K, you're going to get a check match off of that. And it's so huge. And how you're going to do that is your waiting room and using your waiting room. And there's a 60-day period where every promoter you enroll goes into that waiting room. And they stay there for 60 days until you place them. And I want to help you with this. Come to me. I am your second highest upline next to M, and I want to help you through this and make sure we do it accordingly and strategically. And I never place promoters till the end of the month. That's rule of thumb. We want to see where they're at with their volume, making sure they're bringing in at least 90% of volume on their own, and you will place with them and hopefully close that promotion out with them and help them promote. So let's say you've enrolled 2 400 packs. So you have 800 in your waiting room and someone is 1,000 away or 800 away from 4K. You're going to take your 2 promoters, which is 800 in volume, and place them under them so they can promote to 4K and close that out. And that's going to be able to allow you to earn that check matching and get your bonus for that. And you do have to have 10 free accounts when you guys are, working towards this. And I want you all to think of 10 free samples. You could do just 10 emails, 10 free accounts. And I want y'all to do that every month, even if you don't earn the check matching bonus. Work to do that every month in your business because you have Lavelle behind the scenes doing the advertisement, right? Sending the emails, the promotions. While you're also showing up on social media, it's doing the behind the scenes. And they're going to say, okay, hey, I've had a few emails from Lavelle. I see there's free shipping. How can I get started? And that's why emails are so important. I know it did. That's why it's so important to have those free accounts set up because you have Lavelle doing some advertisement. You're doing your part. And it's always good for follow-ups too. So 10 free accounts, that's your first goal. And, if you have samples, put aside however many samples you want for the month, even if it's 1 or 2. That's 1 or 2 samples, 1 or 2 lives that you're going to change this month with Thrive. And it could turn into something beautiful and it could not, right? It's the name of the game. But make sure you have your sample goals down for this month and your rank goal for this month, right? And I do want to go into some action steps that we're going to talk about when it comes to your 2 and 2, your 2 customers, your 2 promoters. What are we going to do daily to make sure we enroll those 2 customers? Enroll those 2 customers or 2 promoters. And, maybe you're very product focused right now and you're working on your product credit, which is great. So what action steps are we going to do every day that's going to make sure we secure that credit, right? Are we going to do our product reels? Are we going to do a opportunity live for the products? Are we going to talk about our testimony a few times a day? Get samples out, before and afters. Write that down so you have that action plan. And it could just be like 3 things. It doesn't have to be super long. My IPAs and my action steps are very long and very, very there just because, guys, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have a lot of time on my hands and I have, when Lincoln's in school, there's just time for me to do those things, but we all don't have that same time. So think about the 3 things that are important, that are non-negotiables. If you're, low in engagement or if you have low potentials, how are we adding to our network every day? What conversations are we having? I know having 2 new conversations is a great non-negotiable. So those action steps, those action plans, make sure you have those down and get good at talking to people. get good at sales, right? This new series that Lindsay's doing for 200K millionaires is going to be epic. I'm really excited for that. So please make sure you tune in on Mondays, because it's going over sales and sealing the deal and closing out and talking to people, overcoming objections. It's so important, you guys, that we hone in on that, right? We're in sales, yes, but we also serve in the process and share our journey. Serve, share, sell. That's the three things we do. And be your own resource as well. Like, I want you guys to really look at our team page when you have an issue. Go in there, search topics, dive into the trainings that are at our fingertips, because there's so many good things in our team page. And guys, the biggest key thing in bonus season right now and how to earn these bonuses is enrolling. It's enrolling. It's your PPA. It is bringing new people in every month with a fire in your gut that says people need Thrive. People need this. What was life like before Thrive? And speak to that. If you ever feel lost, or if you feel like you're in a place where, hey, no one's in my inbox, no one's doing this, go back through the guides, the 14-day guides that are set out, and look at the posting that they have for each day and talk about it. And go back through like you're in your VIPs all over again, because we are technically. And it's good to go back through. Like, I'm going back through the guides, and I posted about our credits today, and I'm posting about my passion, and I'm posting about different things that are basic, easy to digest, to the point, simple posts. And I'm also seeing a lot of Thrivers coming out swinging, like posting 3 times a day. And that may be something you want to try to get creative with and start doing. I like to just post once a day, but it's good to get your face out there. That's the whole point. And, maybe you want to try different times of posting. I know that's a big deal in engagement, right? Switch it up. Maybe instead of in the morning, do in the afternoon or later at night. And let's see, you will make time for what's important to you, right? If you honestly, truly deserve these bonuses, and I believe in each and every one of you, but you're going to make time for the things that are important to you. And I think that means your self-development. That means your IPAs. That means, working with the team all together and staying close to the fire. You'll make time for trainings. You'll make time for the things, and follow my lead. Like, I want you guys, if I go hands-free about credits, I want you to go hands-free about credits. Don't copy word for word. Don't say exactly what I say, but see what I do and then do it yourself. And that's important, right? If I'm posting about samples, you post about samples. If I did an opportunity live, you do that as well. And see the difference in the shift that your business will make when you do those things. And even if you sound messy, even if you sound like you think you don't know what you're talking about, that's okay, because nobody knows your story better than you. And you're the best one to tell it. And you're going to have more confidence when you do those things. Let me see. Your results, your before and afters. I know you guys are working out with me, and we're on this kind of ultimate thriver E60. Like, we got a few things going on, and that's good, right? You're going to fall on some days, right? You might want to eat the cookie. You might want to sleep in or whatever. Cool. Try again the next day. We're going to go harder the next day, right? And give yourself grace. But make sure you share those things in your daily routine. Like, if you're, on a community, on a Zoom, or you're working out, or you're doing something that's healthy for you, make sure you put that on your stories. Be bold in your content, in your conversations. Now, y'all, I know this can be very, very hard, because we don't know what to say, or we think we sound too salesy, or whatever it is. But if you guys can't be bold enough to share in your content, how do you think you're going to bring a promoter in? How do you think you're going to be that leader for them if you can't be bold, right? And that means vulnerability sometimes. That means sharing where you're at in your life and where you want to go with this business. That may mean, something you've experienced, a lesson you've learned, or something, the value in your content is being bold to me. If I go on someone's page and all I see is straight up like calls to action and, just sale, and this, like, there's no value. I don't want to follow that person. there's so many thrivers out there, you guys. What's going to make someone order from you? What's going to make someone say, hey, Desiree, I want what you have. Send me your link. I want to get signed up with you. It's got to be that boldness, and you can't be bold if you don't try, and you've got to try it. And try every day, fail your way forward. Because guys, when your audience sees you do these things, that's what they fall in love with. Oh my gosh, she was so timid at first. She was never in her stories. I actually trust her now because she's showing a little bit more of her life. That trust foundation. The trust is huge. So don't be afraid to be bold and share those pieces of your story. That's going to unlock someone else's belief and say, I'm ready. I want what you have. But a lot of that comes down to confidence and self-development. So you guys have to do that every day. And you guys, make sure you have your goals down, your action steps every day of what you're going to be doing. And, don't so much think about the check matching right now. I wanted to touch on that because we don't talk about waiting room a lot. We do have so many trainings in our cloud office related to the waiting room. But, I just want you guys to stack that waiting room and roll, be proud and loud about what it is that we do, and the rest will follow. I want y'all to get out of your head and just go for it. There's bonuses, there's money on the table, and it's like, go and get it. And it's like, let's go, let's do this. And it gets you excited, and don't lose that fire. Okay. If you guys feel burnt out, get off your phone, step away and do something else. Basics though, basics, go back through the guides. If you feel lost, we should be going through the guides, kind of making sure we're posting what is Thrive, opportunity, our product story, all the things that are in the guides. And by the end of our 14 days, we're going to be in that routine. It's so important. But products, leading with the products and having that action step laid out in front of you. I think Jess said she was about to hop on. I don't know where my phone is. But, if you think about your action steps, don't overwhelm, don't put too many things on there. Just put 2 or 3 things, non-negotiables that you're going to do. I have a couple of things that I'm going to start doing. Well, I kind of already do them, but I wrote them down. I'm going to do 2 reels a day and 2 TikToks a day. Those are action steps. Why? Because it's video marketing. Videos are where it's at. It's what we're doing now. And it doesn't have to be products or business. It could be 5s. I think today I posted one about my makeup, and that was it. I was like, okay, my reels is done. This is about me outside of the business because I love makeup and I'm sharing about it. And that was it. And I didn't overthink it, IPAs and IMs daily. IMs are crucial. You can send them in the chat if you want to, but start with 3 or 5 IMs statements, write them out, say them out loud. I am a 4K leader, but what does that look like even more? I am consistent. I am disciplined, right? I am a mass enroller. Those IMs are very important to speak those out. Look in the mirror and say those things. So those TikToks and reels, IMs and IPAs daily, and worship and prayer. Worship and prayer. Those are my 3 things every day. And, at the end of the day, I'm being bold and loud and proud about that without a doubt. So I'm really excited for this bonus season. It's so important that you take this by the horns and do not stop. And Jess just hopped on. I know she had a dinner with her family, and she's going to talk kind of a little bit about her 4K journey, some things that she's learned. She does have some notes, but I really don't want y'all to overthink this time in your business. I just want you guys to be excited and run for 2 and 2. 2 customers, 2 promoters, 2 customers, 2 promoters, and do that over and over and over. And you can show people to do that, and your team will grow and you will grow. And that's how you build duplication. VIPs, 2 and 2. So, action steps. Yeah. Okay. So are you able to hop on, Jess? Go ahead.
Okay. One, I am so sorry, but I wanted to make sure that I was on here, but it's my dad's birthday, so we went out to dinner. So, okay. Okay. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit about, prior to this last month, I'm going to talk a little bit about before that. In my very beginning, you guys, I was bringing in a lot of volume by myself, very strong. I had been just enrolling and didn't care about my customers whatsoever at all. I didn't have customer attention. I didn't know really how to talk to them. I was about just getting the sale, getting it done for the volume. And I ended up losing all of my customers. I lost all of my promoters besides Brittany. And I went through a really, really hard season where I didn't get any product credit. I didn't enroll anybody. I didn't talk to anybody. I was still posting about my products and being consistent that way, but I wasn't doing the behind the scenes work. I wasn't doing the reels, like doing that hard inner work with the self-development. And then I also went through the phase of doing too much self-development, where every day I was getting on and I was listening to these podcasts and I was absolutely learning nothing. And I had the conversation with Liv and she's like, stop with the self-development. Do what makes you happy. What makes you happy? And I'm like, well, I'm spending all this time on my phone, and my screen time was up to probably like 8 hours a day. And I wasn't spending time with Dawson. I wasn't spending time with my family. I wasn't doing the things that made me happy. I was stressed about this business and stressed about wanting to get where I wanted my son and myself to be. And I started to not want to do anything with the business. I didn't get on the trainings. I didn't offer my help in the chats. Like wasn't active in the chats, like none of that. And when I had my eye-opening experience, like after I lost everyone and went 8 months, okay, this is raw, real, this is what happened. 8 months without product credit. I spent money out of my pocket, and just kind of lost myself along the way. And once I was able to figure out my inner self, and figure out what I wanted and what I wanted for my son, and to realize that this business doesn't have to be stressful. I'm not fighting and competing against other people in their volume. I'm doing this for me, for my son, for our future, for our life. And when I had that mental switch, everything changed. For the last 2 months, I've earned my product credit. I've been building and having conversations every day. And so I'm going to talk about what steps I really took to get me to that point. So like I said, I stopped with the self-development, right? So I just started doing things that felt good to me. What made me happy? Spending time with my son, spending time with my family. Also going through postpartum, I had to get out of that, out of the depression, out of all of that. So I got a job strictly just for that. And that has been a huge eye-opener to where I could have my own time. Even though I was working, I still have my own time for myself. And that was huge. And once I stayed, and you guys, I want you to stay out of your back office, okay? Because I was constantly refreshing the trackers, like waiting for somebody to order when I wasn't doing the work. And once I stopped doing that, everything changed. For last month, in December, I hit 4K, and I literally checked my tracker, I think, once or twice. I downloaded the Thrive Connect app, stayed out of my tracker, and enrolled that way. I was able to get on lives, get face to face in your stories, you guys. Like that's one of my biggest things is, yes, people can see like the great things that you're doing, like as long as like you're posting about them, like in stories, like just a regular picture slide, right? But if you're not face to face in your story and they don't feel your excitement, they don't feel your emotion, they don't really feel you and your connection to the product, nobody's going to know what you're talking about, what you're feeling. They're just going to say, oh yeah, she takes that. Because that's what I went through. Literally going through all those posts that I've made, like that was just, there was no depth to it at all. It was simply just posting something because I had to post something. And now the things that I post are about meaningful things. They have value to me, and I know to other people. Like, and even though you don't see people like commenting on other Thrivers posts or anything like that, I want you to understand, like, people are still relating to you. Okay. People still understand what you're going through, and maybe they're just not ready to comment on there. Maybe they're not ready to reach out. And I know this because I have had a lot of people actually liking things like that are emotionally like involved in my post, like just like talking about my son or talking about where 12K is going to take me and what I'm getting and bills and finances. Like the same people are liking all of those posts. So when I see the same people liking those posts, I will make another post and kind of direct it towards them. Even though they don't know that I'm directing it towards them, they're going to feel that. They're going to be, oh, maybe she's talking to me. And I had to go through that and learn that and feel the emotion of other people's posts. Let's see. I'm just going to read you because I kind of wrote these in sentences, but I'm going to hope I can read it because it's a mess. But my brain was going 90 miles an hour. When you're in a rough spot or a hard season and another opportunity comes. And I want to talk about this because I heard this on somebody else's stories. And ever since then, it stuck with me. Because when I went through that 8 months of not getting any product credit, not enrolling, losing everybody, when I heard this, I was like, if I had heard this 8 months ago, where would I be today? Because it had just stuck out to me. It says, and another opportunity comes to you or comes your way and it's all hype and it seems like everything you need. And at that moment, it seems great. But I want you to understand that you can switch companies and all of that. That's totally up to you. But no, what happens when this same rough patch or rough season comes again with a different company? Because it's going to happen. And when I heard that, I was just like, I was mind blown because I was at that verge of like, do I want to even keep doing network marketing? Like, I'm not getting anywhere. And had I never stopped, I would not be where I am today. And along those 8 months, being able to the growth, I'm just telling you, like, even though it wasn't in my paycheck, in myself and other people were seeing that. And I was like, okay, I know I'm helping other people, whether it be through addiction, whether it be through, parenting, being a single mom, like all of those things, like people are still relating to me. And that leads me back to when I did my Zoom back in, I think, September or October, when they went to San Diego, about your warm market and your cold market. Like, your network has to trust you before, like, you may get that one or two people that are like, hey, this sounds great, let's go. But a lot of people, you have to build that trust with them. They have to know what is going on in your life. How can they relate to you? What can you do for them? Right? We are serving other people. If you cannot serve someone else, they're not going to trust you. If you're not real, raw, honest, and let them know, like, hey, the last 8 months, I didn't earn my product credit. So this month, this means everything to me, right? The company gives you that. Talk about that. People are going to relate to that, and they're going to know, hey, if I start and I don't hit my VIPs, or if I start and I don't earn my product credit, well, she didn't either, and she's still here. You know what I mean? You have to have those real raw moments with people. Rough seasons will happen in any part of your life, but are you willing to stick it out? Right? Through addiction, like, I can tell you right now, it took me 12 years to get sober. And I can say that loud and proud because I went through all that I went through, and I know that I'm not where I used to be. And somebody else that is sitting on the other side of that screen, or somebody that you are talking to through voice text or something, is going to feel, hey, I'm in this position. Get them to trust you in having conversations just about parenting, having conversations about your addiction, about decor, whatever it is. Be you. Okay. Stop sharing strictly just about Thrive, because yes, it's bonus season and we are running so freaking hard. Every single one of us are. But there's more to you than just Thrive. And the whole 80-20 rule comes in, where be 80% Thrive and only 20%, or 80% you and 20% Thrive, right? And I had to learn that the hard way. Like, nobody was liking any of my content. I'm like, okay, nobody cares about Thrive. Nobody cares about that I'm posting about it, right? And then I got in my head about, oh, well, I'm being annoying. They don't want to hear about it, blah, blah, blah. So I had to go through all of that as well. So if you're in that position, post you. Post as if that you're never on Thrive. Okay. This is how I think about it. Post as if before you join Thrive. Post about your family, post about your adventures, do all of that stuff. And then throw in a few things about Thrive, because Thrive isn't just you. Like I said, I was almost walked away, thought this wasn't for me. But like I said, had I not stuck it out, I wouldn't be here. And something else is, I've had a lot of conversations with people that, yes, making an income is great. Okay. Making an income with Thrive is even better. But Are you a product of the product? Why did you join Thrive? Was it strictly just for the paycheck? Then that's fine. But did you join Thrive and start on the products first? Because you need to take it back to your day one. You need to go back to believing in the products and loving the products and having that new product testimony. You guys, trying different products, literally any product you can get your hand on, try it. Okay. I mean, I have literally bought all kinds of things now. And I'm like, here, we're trying this, we're doing this, because not everybody wants the 3 steps, but we have amazing plus line products. So try other things, talk about them, use that content map, you guys. That has been so helpful. And it is literally planned out for you each day. Make it your own. It's that simple. And if for some reason, and I also want to talk about this, if for some reason something happens, life gets in the way, it's okay. Show up for that 20%. At least you showed up, right? Just like me tonight. I was late, but at least I'm here. I showed up, right? We make commitments and we got to stick to them, right? You made a commitment to you, to your family, to your children, that you were going to make something out of Thrive. Make that your commitment, right? So muting and unfollowing people. Okay. So I had to do this because a lot of the people that I followed switched companies, right? And I started getting in comparison, like, okay, well, this sounds great, but this sounds great, but like, okay, maybe I could do good over here. And I was like, no, Jessica, what are you thinking? I started Thrive because I fell in love with the products. If I literally never made a dime with Thrive ever again and never earned my product credit, would I still buy it? Absolutely. That's how much it has changed my life. So I had to mute people, and even people that I was close with or that I had a lot of conversations with that I met, I just muted them, right? You can mute their stories, mute their posts, quit getting in comparison, because I went through that, right? That comparison led me to looking at my tracker, refreshing it every single day, multiple times a day, right? Don't do that. Unmute, unfollow, find your people. And I will tell you right now, it's going to take a long time, a while. If you are not constantly pushing out your content, if you're not constantly making reels, making TikToks, being relatable to people, it's going to be hard to find your people, because I went through that. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still in that rebuilding phase of still finding my people. And every single day, you're going to find new people, right? Even if somebody doesn't reach out to you, somebody is always watching you. Always. There are billions of people out in the world. You have so many lives to change. And regardless if it's with the products or if it's with the business, start with just securing your product credit, right? Every 14 days is a new 14 days, like Lynn says. And I really had to put that into consideration last month. And once I did that, and I'm like, okay, I need 2 promoters, 2 customers, next 14 days, 2 promoters, 2 customers, next 14 days. Break it down. If you have to get a chart, a piece of paper with a highlighter, like whatever you have to do it. Okay. If you got to write it down and you're a pen to paper kind of person, do it. It works. Do what works for you. Stop second guessing yourself. If something comes across your mind, right? So that's why I have a lot of notes, right? If something comes across my mind, I'm going to talk about it, because I know I'm not the only person feeling about it, right? I know I'm not the only person feeling that way, dealing with it. Someone is going to relate to me. So that's why I always write down what I'm thinking. And the first thing that pops to my head, I don't even second guess it. Like if I see something that Liv posts and I'm like, oh, this makes me think of something for me to post, I'm going off that. I ain't second guessing it no more. I'm making that post. I'm doing it. And guess what? People are going to relate to that, right? Spelling checks, all of that. Leave it alone. Like that's me, right? So I also do my non-negotiables daily. Okay. So with me working and being a mom and just life getting in the way, I had a small list of daily non-negotiables, right? Every single morning I get up and I take my products. I post them or I talk about them on my stories one way or another. If I don't post them, I get on and I talk about them, right? Something that's going to be implicated is every single day I'm talking about these bonuses. I'm going to either go live talking about them or they're going to be in my stories every single day. We have 90 days to run for these. Like we can absolutely do it. Every single person can do it. And then I always do at least one small round of IPAs, right? So on my way to work, because I don't drive right now, so I'm able to do this. I live 15 minutes away from my job. I get on there and I do 15 minutes of interacting. 3 2 1s, 3 2 1s, 3 2 1s, 3 2 1s, right? Adding to my network. Get out of the car, If that's all I get to, that's all I got to, but at least I got one round of IPAs in. And then I always struggle with this, and I'm still working on it, but I'm going, and I'm saying it, I'm going to batch reels this weekend. So reels and TikToks, you guys, I'm taking on that challenge, and I don't really care like how messy it is, but I'm going live on TikTok. Okay. Do it scared, you guys. Like right now, like I am a nervous wreck and I don't even know what I'm saying half the time, but I'm doing it, right? And hopefully it's making sense. So posting a reel, posting a TikTok. Hello. Hi. Posting a reel and posting a TikTok, and adding to my network. Those are my non-negotiables daily. There is no ifs, ands, or buts to it. And that can be done in the first 20 minutes of my day, right? That's it. And then of course, if I have that extra downtime, I will get to my extra non-negotiables. Like I said, stay off of watching other people, because that's going to be your biggest downfall. Being on other Thriver stories. And I thought I was doing something when I was like, you know what, I'm going to hop on and see what they're doing and grab some inspiration. No, then I get lost down their rabbit hole of all of their content. And then I get in comparison. Stop doing that. Mute them, unfollow them, just stay in your lane. You've got this. Try going live at least 3 times a week, something different. It doesn't even have to be about Thrive. It can be simply about something you're going through. Girl, listen, I would get on there and I would cry my eyes out when I first started. And that's when people were more relatable to me. Be you, like I keep saying. And then a new product testimony. So this is the last thing that I want to say is, like, you're trying new products, right? Like Liv is on the 10-day detox, right? And I'm so proud of her. She stuck it out, right? She didn't stop. She's going and she's about to die, right? Like, kudos to you, because I would die. But you have that new product testimony. We have so many. And with Elite right now, like, I haven't started Elite, but share all those results, share the testimonies of other people. That's what the content chat is for. If you are struggling with finding new results and you just have old content that you've created like a long time ago, get in there, right? If you see something on somebody's stories that you follow that doesn't get you stuck in that comparison trap, screenshot it, right? Use it. Sharing other people's story. And something I want to start doing as well is new products that my customers are trying. If they're comfortable with this, I have 2 people that are already willing to do this. Get on a live with them. Even though they're not a promoter with Thrive, if they, like, I have 2 people that are taking Move Pro, and it works differently for both of them, but it works. And one is going to get on a live with me and talk about what it's doing for her, right? That's going to open it up to her network. And then her friends' network will share that. So then they're going to have that as well. It's going to open up for my network, right? And it's going to be actual real people stories and not just things shared from the Lavelle Facebook page, right? Because people are probably thinking like, oh, well, it's on the page. Of course they're going to like it. Or they're a promoter. Of course they're going to like it. Get real customers face to face on a Zoom, in person, around people, something, and share that testimony with people. Okay. Because that is going to open up so many more doors. And my last thing is samples. Okay. So I rewatched the boot camp that Lynn's had posted for this year, this morning, her sampling one. Right. And always making sure that how did she say it? She doesn't charge for her samples, right? So she uses the sample website link, right? Sometimes you have to invest in your business a little bit to get something, right? So every once in a while, if you can, doing even 1 day free sample, do that, right? Getting those sample credits from the company that the company sends everything out. You can charge for them. You can send them for free. You can use your product credit to buy them, okay? But before you send that sample out, okay, every single day, talk about samples. If you're trying to get samples out, post about samples. Post in your stories about samples. Go face-to-face about samples. Go live about samples, right? Somebody may not want a sample today, but tomorrow, maybe 4 people will want samples, okay? Always make sure if that's free or if they pay for it, always create them a customer account. First, always get their phone number, their email, and their name, and get that account created, because guess what? Then they're going to start getting all of Lavelle's emails, right? Then they're going to be interested. One day they're going to open it and say, okay, maybe I'm ready. You know what I mean? And also doing posting your sample link in your stories. If you don't think anybody is going to want to reach out, they're too afraid to reach out to you, they don't want to really talk to you, they just want to buy the product and go, right? Put that sample link up there. You don't have to say a word to them, nothing, right? Get their sample link, get their email, get all their information, and that will be the last time. And I promise you, they get that 3-day sample and they're going to want to keep thriving. Okay. Other than that, I think that's all I have.
That was so amazing. I love you so much. Thank you. Yeah, the detox, like, I am so tired. I am ready for my capsules. I don't know how people don't thrive. Like, I've been exhausted for like a week, a year, feels like. But I love all those tips. And I want to kind of bounce off what the last thing she said about your sample link being in your bio. I know on Facebook it can be tricky, but TikTok and Instagram, put them in your bio. I have had 2 customers last month sign up just from my link in my bio and ordered the full 3 steps. And sometimes that'll happen like like once every blue moon. And that's important. People need to see, hey, I'm a professional. This is where you go to order your sample or make your account. And that way they can even go shop. And they, you may not know their health goals or help them check out, but they're seeing that you are a business owner. This is what you offer. They're going to sign up. And who knows, I love that. In the samples, guys, make sure you're talking about those. And everything was just so good, Jess. I really appreciate you talking about that. And everything you've learned. 8 months you went without earning your product credit, and you pushed through, and you had a bigger vision for your life. And that speaks so much more about who the leader you're becoming, the person you're becoming. And you learn more in those 8 months than you probably did in any other season in your business. And that's a lot, you guys. Don't count yourself out of what's in front of you. You can do this. You can do this. Every one of us is starting at 0 at the beginning of the month. Every one of us has the same product line, has the same systems, and we are earning these bonuses, and you have everything inside of you already. Go after it. I think there was something else, TikTok and Reels. You guys, I want you all to really challenge yourself on that, and don't even overthink it. Even if it's like 6 seconds, do something that is small starting out, and then you'll get better and better and better. You won't get there though if you don't start and if you don't try it. So it's intimidating, but don't scroll and don't, get in comparison. You've got to be mindful and be aware and say, okay, this gets me in comparison. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and create content when I feel good right now. If, there's been times this week, I'm going to be honest, I had a banging month last month. It was incredible. Last couple of days I've been in my head. I'm not even going to lie, even with bonuses. And I had to reach out to Em today, and she's like, it's a mindset flip. It's a mindset flip. Everything in our business is mindset. And you just have to, if you don't want to create content, don't create it. Create it from a place of when you're happy, when you're in your element, when you feel good about yourself. Don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do, because then you'll feel like you're not aligned. So it's just, everything is mindset, you guys. She really, helped me today. And I just want to shed that light to you, is like, you're either going to earn it or you're not. And it's on the table. And, I'm just running with you guys. I want this for each of you, and it's going to happen. So I love tonight. Thank you, Jess, for sharing. And we'll be back on here next Thursday, and we'll do all the things, your action steps, your link in bio, and 2 and 2 customers, 2 promoters, 2 and 2. Make sure your action steps are back behind that, what you're going to do. Even if it's 3 or 4 things, you've got it down on paper, you're doing it every day, and you're happy with it. When you get those 4 things done, you've worked your business, and then you're going to go and do it again. Okay. I love you guys. Have a good night. Thank you, Jess. Bye, guys.